Guys, there are secret pathways people are using now in 2025 to relocate to the UK with their dependents. Please watch this video to the end so you are not left out. Do you wish to become a qualified teacher in the UK without paying a dime? I mean a dime for your tuition and living costs? Yes, for free. Hold on, do not skip this video yet. Do you also know that you do not need to have experience teaching as a teacher in your home country? Yes, you don't need to have experience as a teacher to be eligible for this training in the UK. All what you need to do is to evidence or show that you have a passion for teaching, evidence relevant experience working with children, and any transferable skills you can bring to the classroom. Did you also know that with this training, you are allowed to relocate to UK with your dependents? It's getting interesting, right? Don't worry, in this video, I will take you through or break down how to become a teacher in UK as an overseas candidate or non-UK citizen. I will take you through the funding and bursaries available for specific courses, the required qualifications, the visa requirements, and several others. This will constitute the first part of the video. The second part of the video will focus on the universities offering the teacher training courses, as most of them are currently receiving applications now. This is Jenny's UK experience. If today is the first time you are hearing my voice, I say thank you for choosing to watch this video. Kindly consider subscribing to my channel. Like this video, by so doing, YouTube will recommend my videos to several other people. On this channel, I talk about life in the UK, relocation opportunities, jobs abroad, and several others. To my amazing returning subscribers, lots of love. You are simply amazing. Thank you for continually watching my videos. Alright guys, let's go straight into today's video. Today's information is derived from the gov.uk website. The gov.uk website is the official UK government's website. All right guys, there are loads of information on there. Try your best to go there and do your own personal research. Did you also know that teachers, they are in the shortage occupation list? They are in high demand, especially teachers of other languages, teachers of physics, maths. They are of high demand in the UK. So please take advantage of this, because jobs after being trained as a teacher is guaranteed. I will pin all the links to this information onto the comments section area. All right, yeah, so you can just go there and just click on it. You can also find it on the description of this video. I'll pin all the links onto those areas. All right, let's move straight. How to become a teacher in UK. These steps that we are about to go through will help you to achieve qualified teacher status, that's the QTS, which you need to teach in many primary and secondary schools in England. All right, so please take note that in England you need the QTS to be able to teach in primary and secondary schools. This qualification will make it very easy for you. All right, let's check the qualifications required. To train to teach, you will need to have GCSE at grade 4, C or above in English, and maths and science if you want to teach primary. You also need a bachelor's degree in any subject to teach primary and secondary. If you have one or an equivalent qualification, you can do postgraduate teacher training. All right, today my focus will be on those who already have their degrees in any field at all. any field at all right? You have your bachelor's degree in any field at all and you wish to be trained as a teacher in the UK, yes, this video is for you. All right, let me know in the comment section if you would want me to go through the teacher training, you know, for those undergraduates. Okay, if you do not have a degree already and you would want me to go through it, just put it in the comment section and I'll make a separate video for you so that you are not left out. All right, if you do not have a degree, you can do undergraduate teacher training to get a bachelor's degree alongside qualified teacher status, that's the QTS. All right, okay, so we'll just look on here. This information is for non-UK citizens. All right, so we'll just click on it and see what is required. I mean the qualifications, the essential qualifications for non-UK citizens. As an overseas, you know, candidate, you first of all need to check if your qualifications meet the required standard in England. All right, and you do this by using the UK ENIC. All right, it's here, statements of comparability from the UK and European Network of Information Centers, that's the UK ENIC. All right, this certificate proves your school and university qualifications are the same standard as UK GCSEs and a UK bachelor's degree. All right, guys, I hope you have your pens and your books and you are taking notes. All right, because this information is very important and it will help you navigate, you know, your path. You also need English language, maths and science proficiency. If you have reached a certain proficiency in an English language test, some providers or some schools, universities will accept this as evidence you meet the standard of a GCSE grade 4 in English. Yes, so what it's saying is that most of the schools or most of the universities, they also do have their own criteria. All right, some universities will take additional, you know, IELTS certification to prove your English language, you know, to prove to them that you have a standard, the standard they are looking for. So they will take your IELTS results, so please take notes of that. They may also take your WAEC, GCSE, you know, back in Africa it may be WAEC. All right, depending on which country you are coming from. All right, so your math, science, they will take your WAEC results and also your degree or your bachelor degree results. All right, it needs to be compared to what's the standard in UK. Now let's have a look at the funding requirements, so the tuition fees. All right, non-UK citizens, fees and funding. So you just click on this very one here. Teacher training course fees for non-UK citizens cost an average of £15,000. Most non-UK citizens will not be eligible for tuition fee loans and maintenance loans. If you train to teach languages or physics, you may be eligible for a bursary or scholarship. All right, guys, did you hear that? Okay, so for physics, anyone who wants to teach in languages, they have specific languages. One is French, I think the other is Spanish, and there's another one where as we go on we'll get to know all the languages that they are referring to. All right, so we click here, fees and financial support for non-UK training teachers. All right, fees and financial support. Most non-UK citizens will not be eligible for financial support from the UK government to help with teacher training. If one of the following applies to you, you may be able to get some support. 1. If you are training to teach languages or physics. 2. If you have some type of settled status in the UK, for example, indefinite leave to remain, or you are under the EU settlement scheme. The other requirement too is that if you are from Ukraine or Afghanistan and are on certain visas. Okay, another one is if you are an Irish citizen. So these, if you fall under any of these categories, then you may be eligible for some form of support. The teacher training fees ranges from an average of 15,000 to a maximum of 36,000. So please take notes, but there are bursaries and scholarships you can apply to. All right, bursaries, most of the universities, their bursaries are automatic. If you are successful at any of the course applications, all right, and you are offered admission, then you will have an automatic, most of the universities will give you an automatic bursary of 20,000, all right, for physics, and 22,000 for the languages. So please take note of that. This money can be used towards your tuition fees, and it can also, help you with your living costs as well. All right. There are two types of financial support you get if you want to train to teach languages or physics. Bursaries worth 20,000. That's what I spoke about. £20,000 for languages and £29,000 for physics. All right. You can also apply for scholarship worth £22,000 for French if you wish to teach in French, German, and Spanish. All right, and 31,000 for physics. Okay, but please take note that you cannot get both bursary and scholarships. All right, it's either bursary or scholarship. So what I know some people do is that the bursary is normally automatic. So when they get the bursary, what they do is that they apply for the scholarship as well, because as you can see, the scholarship amount is way higher than the bursary amount. All right, so you can see over here that the scholarship amount for French or languages is 22,000, and that's for physics is 31,000, which is quite a difference. If you are going to get a bursary or scholarship, you can use this in your student visa application as proof that you have enough money to support yourself. All right, guys. So for the proof of funds, normally for those of us coming from outside the UK, proof of funds, we need to prove funds for our tuition and proof funds for our living expenses as well. All right, but in this case, you would only need to prove funds for your living expenses, but for the tuition, this bursary can cover for the tuition. All right, so please take note of that. That's proof of funds. You still need to do it, but only for your living expenses, not for the tuition. All right, guys, so the next step to how to become a teacher in UK is to consider getting an experience. Remember, we've spoken about the qualifications that you need to become a teacher in the UK. We also spoke about the funding requirements, or the funding requirements. And the next step to the funding requirements is getting experience. All right, as I told you earlier on, you don't need to be a teacher to apply for this very program. However, if you have experience as a teacher, it also gives you a leverage. All right, it may not necessarily be a paid experience, it may be a voluntary one. Let's just have a look at how to get this experience. You can click on here, learn more about getting classroom experience. It will help your application go a long way to be selected. All right, over here it says you can visit schools to get unpaid experience in the classroom before you start your application. This will help you to decide if you really want to train to be a teacher. All right, so you can volunteer for, let's say, 2 days or 1 week. Yeah, you can even call your old schools, where you attended school, your old primary school, and speak to them about volunteering in that school for, let's say, 1 or 2 weeks. All right, and some people even do it for just 2 days. It all depends on your personal statements, how you are able to evidence all of these things in your personal statements to catch the attention of the one reading it. Is very, very necessary. All right, Over here, it also says that there are other ways to gain valuable experience of working with young people. All right. One is sports coaching, youth groups, after school clubs, or other volunteering activities are great opportunities that may be easier to fit around work and other commitments. All right, guys. So it's not only about going to the classroom to teach. No, it's open to anyone who has any form of interaction with children. Yeah, it's enough to leverage on that opportunity and evidence it in your personal statement to the one reading it, to let the person know that you are actually passionate about teaching or impacting the lives of children. All right, guys. Right, the next step to how to become a teacher in the UK is to find a postgraduate teacher training course. All right, this very topic, we will look at it in another video because this video is becoming too long and I do not wish for it to be like that. So I'll break it down in my next video of how to find a postgraduate teacher training course. All right, I will show you how to choose your postgraduate teacher training course, which universities are currently offering such programs, and how to leverage upon it. I mean, based on your skills and your qualification, how to leverage on it to have a successful application onto this very program. All right, so let's just move on down here. The next step is how to apply for teacher training. You can usually start applying for postgraduate training in October. All right, guys, October is almost ended and most of the universities have opened their application portals for the various teacher training programs. All right, when you get offered a place on a course, your university or provider will arrange a background and criminal records check. This is known as DBS, or the Disclosure and Barring Service. You must pass these checks in order to teach students under 18. So take notes, if you're coming from overseas, you will need your police check as well. All right. Also take note that all postgraduate training involves classroom placements in at least 2 schools. Your training will also include some theoretical learning, which might be in a different location to your placements. Most teacher training courses start in September, with a small number of courses starting on other dates throughout the year. Full-time courses usually take 9 months, and part-time courses takes 18 to 24 months. You can also apply for your visa once you have a confirmed offer of training placement. All right, and as I said earlier on, dependents are allowed on this student's visa. Please take note of that. You will be allowed to bring in your dependents, and your dependents can work, they can school. You will also need to pay for your visa fees, okay, and your IHS, but IHS can sometimes be claimed back depending on certain conditions. All right, so guys, I will be ending here. In my next video, we will talk about the teacher training application itself. We'll look at the universities that are currently offering those courses. All right, we'll also look at the personal statements, your work experience, and the references. All right, just one last thing, gov.uk have done things very simple for some of us, so that you may not require an agent to guide you. All right, there is this help link on the page, which is very, very, very helpful. All right, please take advantage of it. Many people are seeking help from these advices. It is free, guys. You can see over here, you can get help with your application from our teacher training advisors. They have years of teaching experience and can give you free one-on-one support. Thank you so much for staying tuned till the end of this video. As usual, I wish you God's blessings. Okay, may his favor shine upon you. May he lead you, may he guide you through this journey. All right, yeah, I'll see you in my next video. Bye.